Who are these people leaving and why?
Yeah, so the first thing you have to understand about the dechurched is they're not monolithic. In the book we unpack six different profiles of people who've left houses of worship. And those profiles, there's a mainline profile, a Roman Catholic profile, and then four different evangelical profiles. And so the 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 orthodoxy level, the reasons why, the age, the what rough time frame, the willingness to return, and the reasons why somebody would be willing to return vary widely. So of those, four evangelical profiles, and just for context, when we're talking about evangelical dechurching, you're talking about 15 million of the 40 million people left evangelical churches. And so of those, we outlined four profiles in the book. The first is the cultural Christians. They do only 1% of this group say that Jesus is the Son of God. Okay, they don't look like they really understand the very basics of kind of Nicene Creed level Christianity, and they're the largest of the groups at 8 million. About half of them are willing to return to an evangelical church, and they left a little over a decade ago. The second group that you already mentioned, the dechurched mainstream evangelicals, that group and then the next two after it, they're all about 2 to 2.5 million people each. They left more recently around the time of the early part of COVID. They're middle-aged, about 40, 41, on average. They trend a little bit more female than male. But yeah, they didn't leave they left for very pragmatic reasons, just like the cultural Christians did. The third, and 100% of them are willing to return to an evangelical church. 98% would say that Jesus is the Son of God. Their orthodoxy scores were higher than people that still went to church, to an evangelical church at that. The ex-evangelicals were an interesting group. They had a very high view of Jesus. 97% of them said that Jesus is the Son of God, even though 0% of them said that they'd be willing to return to an evangelical church. Their orthodoxy scores were pretty high as well. Most of them still held to kind of a Nicene Creed level Christianity. I think that there's a subset of that group that's kind of hyper online, younger, and trends more educated. But on the whole, that group is predominantly mid-50s women who are not online. And most of whom are not in kind of nuclear family situations and who are very much struggling with in just American culture and society. Groups very allergic to racism. They're very allergic to misogyny, clergy scandal, clergy abuse, and political syncretism. 58% of them self-identify as being independent. That's 5 times the rate of people self-identifying as independent as any of the other groups. So that group's very much struggling, just in America in general, with respect to her institutions.